morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it may happen to be when you are viewing said video. I know what you're thinking. Those are some sweet ass shades. Don't mind me and my cool guy McFlies. Man, I'm rough looking without those. Anyhow, also you're probably thinking, where the hell has this guy been, man? Jesus. I haven't been on here in like a week, maybe more. I don't know. It's been a while. I haven't done anything. Sweet stash I got going on properly. Anyhow, so we're going to dive into it. I have been busy. I haven't been just like dicking around. I know most of you guys think that shit when I'm like not on here. Like, what's this guy doing? So we're going to dive into it because I need to flip this camera around so that you can see what I'm seeing at the time that I'm seeing it. And we're going to go into it because I did some shop updates, some upgrades, some updates, some fiddling around, a whole lot of cleaning, a whole lot of wedging myself in places like underneath benches and inside the glass cabinet and, I don't know, on top of benches and ceiling, playing with spray foam. Yeah, it's been a trip, so we're going to dive into it. Catch you guys in a second. Welcome back. So, let's just go ahead and jump into this thing. This is going to be like a little shop tour. Now that I've got it cleaned, I'm going to go ahead and immortalize it on video forever for my viewing pleasure whenever it's disgusting again. And we're going to start in the room that nobody ever sees, aka that room, the dirty room, which is not the dirty room. You could see the damn floor. How about that shit? So, this is basically, let me go up the stairs here, get a nice view, sort of. This is the blast cabinet room, aka the dirty room. Basically, that door stays closed all the time because this room is usually disgusting. But I went through this whole room, cleaned it out, vacuumed everything, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. And cleaned out this cabinet, redid the whole thing. I mean, I was literally inside that cabinet, like 3/4 of my body, sealing up every single crease and joint and crack and union and anywhere that I possibly could. I got new gloves, went through, put like beads of new gasket around here so that the door seals much better. I mean, that thing is, it's like spring loaded now, which is excellent. Replaced the glass so that I could actually see into the cabinet. How about that shit? Been a while since that's been a reality. And basically just cleaned out this whole room. This thing was a problem. It was leaking everywhere, so I just got gasket maker and literally, I mean, I gasket everything. Everything, man. This thing is now vacuum tight. There is no way anything's getting out of it, which is awesome. Why is this thing so damn zoomed in? I don't know. Anyway. Moving on to this thing, okay? The Dust Deputy. Let me tell you something, okay? I vacuumed this entire shop. And this room, and the blast cabinet. I mean, everything, okay, with this thing. And I never had to empty it, okay? Not one time. The dust that's in this room, unfortunately, I already emptied the main bucket. The dust that's in this room is so fine, it's sort of like talcum powder. And it kills vacuums, man. I mean, it absolutely destroys them. So this is a brand new shop vac. And I got to show you something because I haven't touched the inside of this one yet. I literally just popped the latches off so that I could take a peek in it. After doing all that vacuuming, like literally half of a 5-gallon bucket full of dust. Watch this. Whoop, let me come around the other side here. You can still see shiny bottom, if I can get out of the light here, in the bottom of that bucket. That is friggin' amazing. Look at the filter. It's barely even dirty. I mean, it's a little dirty, but considering I never emptied this at all, it's still clean. That thing's amazing. So, I fully endorse it. And if you're on the fence about getting one, you should highly, highly suggest you get one because it's unbelievable. So yeah, this room is now all clean. That is the old reservoir, an extra 60-gallon air tank that I had over here that used to power the cabinet. But you know what? I just got rid of it because I don't even need it. That 80-gallon compressor is more than enough to run this cabinet and the rest of the shop just fine. Okay. So, moving on from the room we never see What else did I do? As you can see, there is considerably less crap everywhere, sort of. All the benches underneath are cleaned out. The wood's all organized. I went fairly well apeshit in here. Overhauled the compressor and changed the oil and all that, so that is good for a while. I basically did shop maintenance on everything, every machine. This shelf that just has general tools on it now was down in that corner, which, if you remember, was a dusty, disgusting nightmare. So we're going to get down there in a minute. That shelf, just more random crap. This new cabinet, actually from Lowe's, which was really cheap, man, for it's like a Rubbermaid cabinet kind of, but it's actually pretty sturdy. So I got that, and that has all of the Kydex tools and leather tools and just random crap. All of my Kydex supplies, eyelets, rivets, tech locks, whatever the hell it may be, and then leather stuff, various nuts and bolts and stuff, and then I keep the extra tripods and filming stuff down in the bottom there. And then my Kydex area, I basically shortened it. It used to be down to here, and there's no reason for it because I barely do Kydex anymore, so stick that over there. The small mill. This thing, oh my god. Okay, so I'm not a machinist, we all know that. I can machine some shit and I can make some chips, but I am not by any means a machinist. So I trammed this thing and the big mill. What a friggin' war of attrition that was. But I got that thing in to like 0.02 over an 8-inch radius. It's ridiculously tight. It is excellent now. So, another Grizzly mill, man. Small little, I think it's the 05 something. What is it? 0758. Little thing kicks ass. I mean, the motor's a little underpowered, but for small stuff and folders, it works just fine. I gotta say, and I've been using it for 4 years now, or maybe a little more, 4 years, about that. Never broke down on me, except one time I had to change a board in here, and that's it. They sent it to me for free, so good deal. This whole area, as I trip over the vacuum, this whole area got redone. I just took everything out, cleaned it all out, cleaned up on the shelf, the whole bench. Went through all of my drawers because I have all these damn drawers. And the problem was I was just like taking shit and throwing it in there and then forgetting what I threw in there and throwing more shit and other things. And it was just a mess. And that's how you lose expensive materials. So I went through all of them. I started labeling them. That's pretty much the only thing I have left to do is finish labeling all the drawers because at this point I now know what's in all of them. And I'd like to keep remembering what is in all of them, so I'm going to label them. And that's basically it for this area. I just went through and basically cleaned. I had a bunch of these, like, rubber drawer bin things. Man, I got rid of all that crap because they're a pain in the ass. Yeah. So this area is now good. This area I still need to do a little bit more work in just to kind of generally straighten it up. Put my tooling in certain places and stuff. I did get a new magnetic chuck, just a little 4x6. This little thing is incredibly damn heavy. And when it came in, it came from New Delhi, and it was extremely heavy with like all these security tags on the package. And I thought somebody shipped me a bomb. Thank God they didn't. The anodizing and acid etching area. This one got revamped heavily. So I basically just moved everything over, put the mat down underneath it, because I work with all kinds of chemicals over there and stuff. And organized it so that everything is where I need it, when I need it, all the time. Sink area, this cabinet was over here, and I got this new cabinet for all the chemicals. This is just like a big double door locking cabinet. We'll get to that in a moment. Sink area and whatnot cleaned up. I got another overhead filter for in here, so now I've got like, I don't know, 2,000 square feet of filtration in this shop, so it should be damn well clean. Big metal cabinet, has all of the chemicals in it, ferric, WD, acetone, hydrochloric down there, and then just some random crap. I keep like my extra MAP gas and oxygen and stuff in here. So we'll go ahead and close that. Of course, I had to throw a giant logo on it because why the hell not? Now we're going to get into the main room, the grinding room. This one I just basically went through completely, cleaned off all the tops of all the shelves and all my shit everywhere and serviced all the machines. Serviced the grinder. That thing, oh, I love this grinder. I mean, just look at it. Oh, it's beautiful. That's my baby. So, went through it all, changed the belt, greased all the carrier bearings, serviced everything. The only thing I do need to replace is this bottom wheel on the flat platen. This bearing is definitely going bad. And I believe I have one somewhere around the shop. That one's good. That one's way good. That bottom one's got to go. So, organized all my belts, all my crap everywhere. There's the exhaust fan that was here. The other, overhead filter is all serviced up. I replumbed the dust collection in here with regular PVC pipe rather than that. They get like that flexi corrugated shit. Dude, that stuff is trash, man. It's garbage. If you got it, just take it, throw it in the trash. Go to Lowe's or Home Depot or something and get yourself some PVC and plumb the shit up. The only thing I do have to do yet that I want to do is replumb this into like a bin, either under here or up top behind here, where it's basically like a, what do they call that? Like a separator. So that any kind of sparks or anything come through here, and they dump into the bucket and go into the bottom, maybe in a little bit of water or something, and then flow into the bag. This way, nothing sparky can get into that bag and catch on fire. Because it can happen. Hasn't happened yet. Knock on some damn wood. But it can. Which is why I have a fire extinguisher there. Anyhow, heat treat area is basically the same. My plates are all there for quenching. Heat treat oven. I put the machinist toolbox over there with all the tools that I basically only use on the big mill. Because I kind of had them here and by the small mill, and it was just running back and forth. It was stupid. So I put that one here with all the machinist tools in it for the big mill. And any kind of tooling. Revamp this thing. I got this bad boy trimmed in. Excellent, man. It came out beautifully. This one's within, again, I think 2 thousandths over, or 2 10,000ths over an 8-inch radius, which is awesome. Took me, again, forever, but now I know it's dead on. And that's what you need. So, basically went through all that, adjusted all the jibs and dibs and gibs and whatever the hell all the things are on this thing. Again, I don't know the technical terms, but I know what it is. Yeah, so cleaned out underneath all the benches, all the crap that was in there. Man, I was like back in there vacuuming on the floor. A little toaster oven for, what's it called? Tempering blades, depending on the steel. I'll do them in that one just because it's easy. Microwave for my lunch, and then the big toolbox that's pretty much always been there. And that's just got extra tooling and cut off wheels and crap like that in it, and drill bits and center bore sets and all that. I did get one of the Fordham knockoffs. I'll tell you what, that little thing kicks ass, man. I was thoroughly impressed for $75 versus, $350 Fordham or whatever they may be. It works very good for what I needed to do. So, moving on from that, all of the handle material. I got this thing, which is basically like a paper organizer for an office. And I'm going to be moving all of the handle material, whatever it may be. Like, this is all wood. Scale sets, block, more scale sets and block, horn in there. These two top ones are all carbon fiber, then G10, and that's all synthetic stuff. So all that stuff's going to come out, go in this thing, get labeled up, and that is that. I'm going to have down here just like more shop towels. What's that? That's like the air drawer. That has all kinds of air fittings and hose and quick releases and just regulators and whatnot. And that's really it. I put a light on the bandsaw and just generally straightened up this area just so that it was, this shop always ran good. It was laid out perfectly. It's way big. I mean, it's bigger than I'll ever be able to, fill up and bigger than I really need. But the problem with it was that I built it in a month and I did it over Christmas and I didn't really take my time. So it had a few bugs. One, it ran too dirty. It wasn't the dirtiest shop in the world, but the dust collection and the overhead filters and stuff like that, it needed some tweaking. So now I tweaked it, so this place should stay fairly well clean, man. And that's pretty much it. That's about all I did. It doesn't sound like much, but it took freaking forever. I've been working on this for like, I don't know, 5 days or something like that, just going through everything and cleaning everything and just reorganizing and getting all my shit together so it flows a little bit better and, again, everything stays cleaner. This one's going to help a lot because what was happening was I was getting a little bit of residual dust coming from in this area that wasn't getting picked up by the dust collection or the overhead there. It was just kind of floating this way, and it would land on this bench. So now, boop, that should take care of that. And with the blast cabinet, which is basically where 90% of the dust was coming from, with that thing sealed and that dust deputy and the new shop vac hooked up to it, there is 0% possibility that I'm going to be getting dust out of that goddamn thing anymore. So that is a major, major plus. And that's really it, man. I mean, there's little stuff that I did that I'm just forgetting about now because, you know, it is what it is. But so that's it. I'm back onto the folder builds. I've got 6 lined up here. These 5 need blades yet to get cut, which I'm going to do today. This one is the mini what the fuck for Brandon. That one's ready to rock and roll. But the only problem is I don't have media for the blast cabinet to blast it at the moment. So that is on its way. Actually, it might even be here today, so we'll see. And these are ones that are ready to go. Andrewola, I've got 1 extra mini Paragon flipper that I'm going to do that'll go up for sale or auction or whatever. Or no, that's the extra one. One's Andrew. Oh, 1 Tyler Pilkington. 2 Orcas. 1 for Peter Samish. 1 for Glenn Campbell. And that is it for this little pull. And then I've got the rest of the pull right over there. Or the rest of the batch, rather. Which is like about 7 or 8 more in there. And that's it, man. I'm going to get myself back to some proper folderage work. And I think once I get done with these, having some issues here with the height on this thing. There we go. I think once I get done with these ones here, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to do some fixed blades because I need to break folders for like a week or 2. Yeah, they get rather mind-consuming after a while. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm up to. This is what I've been up to. I hope everybody has a great goddamn day, and I will catch you guys later.